So, Alec, have you ever had this particular experience at the card shop? At least that's where it usually happens for me, where you're playing against a new player and you go easy on them. This happens a lot.
Yeah, all the time.
And sometimes people, usually, bystanders or whatever, backseat duelists,
Oh, I hate that.
they'll do the like, why didn't you do this thing? Why didn't you do this thing? You could have won this turn. Or whatever. You could have like OTK'd him if you done like this and this and you summoned that and you could have killed him.
Because I'm a properly functioning adult that prioritizes people learning and having fun over just simple victory.
Yeah, wow, you just cut straight to the point. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about is I made this post on social media the other day. A lot of people seem to really agree with it. I think that there's like a time and place for, try hard, sweaty Yu-Gi-Oh!
All the competitiveness.
And like, don't get me wrong, when that time and place is there, makes
Go.
perfect sense. Like, go, right? Like you're in the regional, you're at the YCS. Yeah, like
It's the last round of locals.
or even
Go.
like the finals round of locals, sure. But I think that whenever I see a new player or a returning player or a young player or just someone who they're just
Well, you gotta watch out for them young players, man.
Yeah,
They
some
be
of them
like
are really
sharks in the water.
although on average, like it's just kids or whatever who are just new to it.
Jimmy can't read, but this Sprite combo about to go off.
Yeah. When I face like new people, I guess I try to like hold back. I'll oftentimes draw out the game, like give them an extra couple turns to play, especially if like I'm playing something where like if I show up to locals, I'm playing branded. One cool thing about branded is that you can technically kind of slow it down and just play more of like a really slow grind. And it's not really well advised in a tournament setting. It's just, you can win, you should just be winning fast. But when it comes to new players, I guess I just have like a sympathy thing or just where I want people, to me, I think it is more important for people to have a good first experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! Than it is for me to like prove for the 732nd time that I can do the streamlined branded combo that gets me the win on turn one. Like, yeah, it's great that I can do that, but I don't really find that. I want people to be able to like enjoy the match a little bit. And like, especially if people show up to locals and like they're already playing something really casual, maybe it's even like a starter or a structure deck or whatever. I just want to give them a few turns to let their deck do its thing a little bit. And maybe I won't even like, or if I have like some Omni Negate monster on the field, I won't like just negate the very first crucial search card or whatever.
Maybe you let them like
Let them play a
let them
little.
struggle a little bit.
So I don't know. What do you think about that? Like you do that?
I mean, not everybody is even playing a deck that allows them to take it easy. Because like for you, you're talking about playing like branded, but if you were playing, let's say, like a combo deck,
Yeah, sometimes you
and
have
you don't
to
get to
pretty
necessarily
much.
pick your opponents in tournament, so
Yeah.
you're playing what's a common combo deck right now?
I mean, these
What's
days
something that's
they're
really
all kinda,
obsessive? Let's say you're playing Kashatrala or Kashtira, as y'all call them. But you're playing Kashatrala, and Jimmy sits across from you, and they have, I don't know, a salad deck because someone told them that Salamangreat are a great way to like learn modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Just starting out, and it's like, oh no. How do I not completely obliterate him? Like how do you? Because it takes a certain comfort level with a deck to be able to try and scale it back.
Yeah.
Where it feels like your opponent can play and you're having a good time. But some of these cards, they're not really meant for anyone to have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like either you're gonna like I guess lock out all his zones, but even like the common thing that people talk about like Arise Heart Pass, he's still like walking Macrocosmos and he banishes stuff and. So, I mean, I don't know. I think like we're just at a point with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I see the appeal or the reason why it just feels like you have to go all out, go fully down on the gas.
Go.
I just think that when you do that and someone's first experience at a card shop just feels miserable. Like the first opponent they played against, they're new here, they entered the tournament, round one, they just got their zones locked and couldn't play anything. Or like, there were like 3 Omni Negates on the board and they literally just can't. I don't know. I would hate for them to take that experience and just choose not to come back and ever play this game.
I hate this game.
So I don't know. I think like it shows a sense of awareness and ability to read the room when you do that, I think. So
If you can do it, I think if for the best, because at the end of the day, we want our Yu-Gi-Oh scenes to continue. We want to see them grow. We want to spread our love for this game in spite of itself. And that's why I think we should just take every opportunity to help foster love for the game. And I can tell you this, getting stomped out in 2 turns, getting all your effects negated and all your cards destroyed or hand looped does not foster love.
yeah, well, you had an experience with this with Magic, right? Like the commander, like
Oh
kind
my
of a local
gosh.
commander scene.
I thought I was gonna have fun playing like Commander and Magic the Gathering, but everyone was like, "Oh, what?" They looked at my cards and they're like, "Well, what is this? These cards are horrible. Like, how are you gonna go infinite?" And I was like, "Go infinite? What's that mean? What is how you get infinite mana in like 3 turns? Like infinite mana?" But like, you're supposed to play 1 mana a turn and slowly accrue. Nah, that's bad. You gotta go infinite, and then you beat them on like turn 4 because you get this card that literally just says you win the game if you have this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, but what if I want to have fun? What if I just want to sit down and have fun playing a card game? And he got confused a little. Because fun in his mind is victory, and it's only
For some
victory.
context, this was like I think Alec, you were playing at like local card shop or something.
Yeah, I was at a locals, and I was there playing Digimon. But when you play like one of the lesser known card games, conversations around like the major card games still come up because we'll be playing Digimon but talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. We're playing Digimon, we're talking about Magic. Playing Digimon, we're talking about Pokemon. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of the Magic equivalent where there's almost just this social contract I think that these games have. I think especially with Yu-Gi-Oh, where you know when you're in tournament, everything goes. But like, also, I really think that locals round 1 when there is clearly a like 13-year-old kid across from you, or just or just someone who brought just brought a friend for the first time, and that's a known fact, and we know this person is using this deck that like it is new. They just bought these structures, or they just have something.
Yeah.
Is that it's you just hold back a little bit, let them play. Now here's the common counter. Oh, sorry.
Sure, you make sure you ensure you win. It's a bad look when you lose.
Yeah, you don't want to. Although even then. Now I know that like ultimately you want to win. I've given kids like an actual just win in tournaments.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, because to me, like I guess like whenever I'm at locals, it doesn't matter. Like
There will be a locals next week.
Yeah, there will be a locals next week. Like I will honestly be okay, especially if they get to be happy and like maybe that means they win one more pack or something at the end of the tournament. I think I did a good thing. Now, there's a common counter argument that a lot of people are going to make, or that at least I've heard made a lot, which is, well, going easy on them doesn't change the fact that like Yu-Gi-Oh's still crazy and they're just going to find out the hard way anyway. So, I think that's true. I think that is valid, actually. The idea that, yeah, I could go easy on this kid, but it doesn't. But even so, if they get their zones locked by Cashdare round 2, then what's the difference, right? So, I get it, yeah. It's just that I'd rather take the chance at giving them a promising first look at this game and just keeping them, like, okay, if they go to the local tournament and they play against, like, just these crazy combo lockdown decks, they don't get a chance to play a turn and then they can't do anything on their next turn, Omni negates, zone locks, whatever you want to call it, and that happens, like, round 1, and then round 2 is the same thing, and then maybe they don't even stay for round 3. Then their experience was just 2 nightmares. On the other hand, though, if they play me round 1, and I kind of hold back, I kind of make a fake interactive game. I let the game sort of feel a bit of a tango, more of a back and forth, and I'm friendly, and I kind of let them take back a move or two, because like whatever, or I explain how things work. And then maybe next round they do face something crazy. At least of the 2 games they had, one was fun, one was a little wild, but they still will think, okay, well, I'll stick around longer with this game in general and like find out. Right. Because yeah, down the line they can eventually become that combo player or learn about those optimal plays.
And then you don't have to play with them anymore.
Yeah, then I can never play them anymore. No, but I think that, but I'd rather give them the shot at that and not just scare them away.
Because what's funny about a lot of that is we've been in this game for 20 plus years now. right? Ooh, I'm old. We got our chance to have fun with Yu-Gi-Oh! When we were all very young and we barely knew the rules. We were just scrapping it together on the schoolyard. We got our fun times with Yu-Gi-Oh! But these new players, they don't get that. There is no scrappy schoolyard Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene for them to cut their teeth on. They have to just kind of jump into what it is now. And I don't know, if Yu-Gi-Oh! Was always like this when we were kids, would we still be into it today?
Hard to say. Yeah, maybe not. So yeah, it's just a thing to think about. I know it's a tough topic to broach because like there are a lot of players who they just in the age of the internet, where it's just like optimal combo. Like this is the plus. You can go plus 11 and end on this, 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 and this, and you'll have these two things in hand and negate these two things. And like and the opponent can't do this, they won't be able to play. I get it. That's enthralling. Mm-hmm. And like showing that you can replicate that in a tournament setting feels maybe fulfilling, but my sort of personal mantra of it all is just that new blood is always going to be more important than that. I think it's always more important to make sure that new people are having a decent time with this game, because the moment that like your card game scene starts like shrinking at your locals,
it feels like it's in like a domino
where
effect.
It's kind of
you can't even stop it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that you could do full combo. It doesn't matter that you could lock your opponent out because there's not a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament this week.
And it's like all of a sudden the Yu-Gi-Oh players start disappearing. Like, where they going?
Yeah.
They're still around, right?
Yeah, they're still around. It's like no, it's like maybe you and the handful of other like hyper competitive types. I think that's actually what makes like the perfect locals is kind of that mix. There's the few super sweaty tryhards. Mm-hmm. There's kind of the middle of the road people. There's some of the really newbie people, and everyone just kind of knows to respect everyone, and like it's a thing, and everyone still wants to play every week. But yeah, I mean, like the moment that you just make it unfun for people and the scene starts shrinking, I tell you, it's a scary feeling. I've seen local scenes, card shops like have that problem. So
they just evaporate, but the fun part about Yu-Gi-Oh is it kind of always comes back, kind of like how we always come back. Formats can get away from us. Our favorite deck might get hit on the ban list, but we always find our way back, don't we?
Somehow. So anyways, that's it. Hopefully you guys liked it. Let us know if you guys have been enjoying these kind of more long-form just talks.
We could chat all day.
Yeah, we were thinking of kind of like turning it into something of a podcast. I don't know. We're brainstorming ideas, but let us know if you like it. All right, it's going to be it. See you guys in the next one.
Pass turn.